On Saturdays, what you saw and what you liked in particular from it?
You know, like always, that first scrimmage, we do a lot of personnel. We play a lot of formations and a lot of groupings maybe we wouldn't emphasize, so to get people on tape. So that was the first thing. Getting a feel for all the people at all different positions from the ones to the three. So I think it was a really good look at everybody, especially the younger guys. I didn't like the physicalness we started the scrimmage with, especially with our first and second groups. I didn't think we were nearly you know, physical enough, setting a tempo, running behind our pads as backs, which is not uncommon in the first scrimmage, but you don't like it. The encouraging thing was the second half we did a little better job of that. We made a couple plays on some deep balls. We missed one. We had a chance for another touchdown. We didn't make the catch, but you know, like always, the first one's a bundle of good and bad. But I think it gives us a great starting point, and I think the message that was delivered, besides the personnel and how we're trying to get our best people on the field, was, you know, just kind of establishing the standard. You only have three to four times in the spring to prove yourself, and make sure that we take our best effort to the field in the right mentality, and we're trying to get them geared to that for this coming weekend, and just show improvement.
Are there kind of really stood out?
Who?
Yeah.
You know, once again, people always ask, and the guy that didn't stand out because nobody sees him is Austin Ryder at center. Really interested to watch him again. I've kind of commented on him as spring has gone on. Did a nice job. We went 1s, 2s, 1s, 1s, so he's against pretty good people both times. You know, both sets of series he was in. Really pleased that he's continued to grow and play well. Andre Davis, I thought outside, was probably the most consistent receiver. Did some really good things. Not only in the passing game, made a couple of physical catches on third and short, caught a deep ball, but actually got some blocks on the backside that could spring runs that were big runs for us. So that was encouraging to see. You know, I thought Lindsey, who'd been sick, Lindsey Lamar, who'd been sick, missed, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, was in pretty bad shape, came out and really gutted through it, and he probably played a lot more consistent than I thought he would have done. And I thought BJ did a nice job. He started out like 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 on third down. I really wanted to watch the third down throws for him. Missed a couple of things in the run game here and there, but overall I thought he was pretty consistent with his performance.
Talk about the third downs. He actually made a couple of them there. What do you think of?
Well, it was just good. You know, we've obviously been emphasizing for 2 years, and you know, and we got better last year, as we talked about many times. And you know, I said to somebody else earlier, we were second in the conference in third downs, and I still don't think we're where we need to be. And so it was good just to call the things we've been working in spring, get them versus different coverages, and know where to go with the ball, and the receivers get in the right spot. Like one of those, Andre made a real physical catch, went in and banged on a linebacker. A year ago, he'd have flopped around and all that stuff. You know, so it was just good to see everybody. Protection was good in those situations. So it's something we want to continue to grow on.
Anyone in particular impressed you on the other side of the ball? What you saw over there?
No, I don't like those guys. No, I thought Jenkins did a nice job playing the ball a couple of times. In the back end, did some good things for him. And I think they're doing a good job of getting to the ball. They're getting better in pursuit. You can almost see it daily. You know, they're just getting everybody on the same page, running, hustling. And I think they're doing a great job in pass rush right now. You know, a couple of those guys were having trouble blocking on a consistent basis, and I think they're getting a good push up the field with their end spots most of the time.
You noticed BJ, you said BJ did a good job. What do you think of the guys fighting for number 2 and Matt and Bobby there?
You know what, Bobby had a tough start, obviously, you know, didn't take care of the ball the way we wanted, and sometimes those things happen, they kind of roll downhill. Then some drops and some things around him didn't help him much, and he got hit in the back once on an interception. So didn't have the day we wanted, was fine in the run game, mentally, all that stuff, you know, was able to run the team in the running game, but passing game was not what we were looking for, and he knows that. I was pleased with Matt. Matt did some good things. He had one bad throw. Where he had an interception, kind of was hesitant whenever you think, and you're not sure if it's right. It's usually not, you know, it's one of those deals. But made a couple plays on the move. First third down, stood in there and banged an in route to Fleet, Derek Hopkins, and showed some signs that he's doing some good things. Not consistent enough. I don't know if we have a 2 that I'd hang my hat on right now to go run the team on every down, but I see some growth. When Bobby bounced back, had a good day today, but it wasn't to the level that we wanted him to be in the scrimmage, that's for sure, and he knows that, and he's working hard to improve on that.
Skip had mentioned you guys might, once you look at the tape and have a better sense of where the depth lies, make some changes, slight position tweaks. Any that you guys implemented today?
Not yet. We haven't met as a staff. You know, we met briefly right after the scrimmage with Coach Holtz, let it kind of sit, go through today's practice. There's some things, you know, maybe moving an X to a Z or, you know, that kind of thing, but no wholesale changes where we're taking a guy from, you know, tackle to guard, center to guard, you know, because they've learned. There's some things we look at, you know, maybe for the fall, but we wanted to continue on, and we're going to start getting a lot more blitzing from our defense. We kind of want to let, especially those front guys, get their feet on the ground a little bit instead of making them learn a whole new position and all the blitzes and everything come at you. You're struggling then. So nothing wholesale right now in terms of position changes, but we may move a guy around within his position group at receiver just to get the depth right.
Any comments on the goal line offense from the scrimmage? You had a couple scores there.
Yeah, they did a nice job. I mean, it was actually goal line wise. We punched it in there a couple of times on some runs, but it was good. We had a couple minus yardage plays. We had to throw the ball, which is something we know we want to get better at in the tight red zone, throwing the ball. You know, you got to get comfortable with your guys doing it, and we ran a play that we'd worked on and hit Meade down the sideline on, and had some of the screens. We hit in there to get us back into scoring zone play. So it was kind of a good drill. You know, he kind of threw it at us out of the blue. We weren't supposed to do it, and he's like, "Oh, let's go goal line." So here we go. So there was some good physical. I thought it was one of the few times we played physical. Shaw had a really nice run where he turned one up and leveled off nicely. So there's some teaching out of that, you know, and we haven't put a lot of time into it structurally, but it was good to see him compete. That's the biggest thing.
No injuries to speak of from?
No, nothing serious. Yeah, a couple nicks and bruises, but I don't think there's anything serious that I know of. Yeah.
What kind of changes in this next scrimmage for you as far as play call? I mean, are you going to change much? I mean, what's kind of the direction you're going to look?
It would be
for?
more of a game format where you're 3 and out, or you continue. That was a play limit. Like the one group had really one bad drive where they went 3 and out, or a couple times. But other than that, they were moving the ball. You know, when your 8 plays or drive was over, you were over. Like we had a big play. Then I may run the ball 2 times in the last scrimmage, just trying to get reps of guys playing football at different positions. Where this one we'll try to score more. You know, you try to move the chains, throw the ball down the field, try to finish a drive, and we'll probably be a little bit more open, I would say. In this scrimmage, in terms of doing some things on early downs, just to try to get the ball in space a little bit more than we did last time. We kind of played conventional, and we wanted to see our tight ends and fullbacks. There was a couple of the guys we were really trying to evaluate in the last scrimmage. We'll use them still, but we'll use them in a different way.
Was there anything that you saw after watching tape that made you feel better on Saturday than after while you were out there?
Nothing better. It's about what I thought it was going to be. Sometimes, especially when you're young up front with the second group, our second line's like all freshmen except for one guy, and so some of those guys, you see good things by 1 or 2 of them, but the other 2 are kind of sabotaging the play, so you're kind of frustrated. So you see some good things. Lawrence Martin, he struggled. He's one of our ones because of the injury to Danis, but he's got a chance to be a good player. He's just got to get comfortable in the system, and I was kind of encouraged by the way he kept on competing. And he got tired and made some mistakes, but he kept on competing out there.
What's allowed Austin to kind of catch your eye and Skip's eye, and he keeps coming up? What characteristics is he showing you guys?
Well, consistency, one. He's always been talented. He's an undersized guy that's gotten bigger. He's right around 290 now. He's always had very good athleticism for the position, but just the ability to go in and run the line, kind of be the guy making all the calls, get the quarterback center exchange. I mean, that's something you take for granted. Our 2 struggle with it and 3 struggle with it, but knock on wood, our 1s have been doing a good job. So just being able to execute it, and he has, Samson's with the Packers, and Chaz played really well for us last year. Has a chance to get in NFL camp, but he's got great quickness. He's probably quicker than all those guys. And when he plays with great leverage, so as he develops and continues to get game experience, he's got a chance to be a really good player. And it's just been fun to watch him because he's the one guy up there in that first group. Now that Lawrence is there, it's not true, but when we started camp, he hadn't really played when it counted, so to speak. And so, we've been pleased with where he's started from and where he's at.
Can you gauge where you guys are this spring after the first scrimmage to last year?
Oh, I think we're farther ahead. I think we're probably a little greener in some spots. You know what I mean? With the line blending in some new guys that that we're a little greener up there than maybe we were sometimes last during spring. Much further ahead in terms of our depth. I don't know if we have the 1 guy jumping out or 2 guys jumping out at the receiver position, but we have a lot better depth of guys that can play. I think we're playing better all around. Probably consistency at running back, something we got to continue to work on, and who's going to take the reins and run with that thing and take over that position a little bit. But overall, I think we're a little further along than we were last year at this time, obviously.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Okay, thanks, guys.